All right, so I got one question for y'all today. It might be two. Who really fits David Blough's offense and who doesn't? Let that cook for a second, right? Let that marinate. Because most fans, whenever an offensive coordinator is hired, they ask the same question. Is this offense better or worse? The right question is, who does this offense actually work for? Because schemes do fail. Fits fail. And we gonna break it all down. We gonna cook tonight. This is G-Talk. We gonna break down what David Blough actually wants to run, how this offense is different from Kliff Kingsbury, and most importantly, which Commander players are quietly gonna benefit, as well as which ones may already be on borrowed time. So you already know, slap that like, hit that subscribe. Let's get it. Let's get it. First off, I gotta say shout out to the Commanders for the beautiful stadium renderings they dropped Thursday morning. They dropped them joints like 7 a.m. I was leaving the gym, was like, ooh, got something new to look at, make me wanna move right back home, get up out of Atlanta, and get right back up there, man. Ready to go. But that's not what this video about, but I wanted to have it as a little backdrop for y'all, man, so y'all can enjoy this video. Because if David Blough is who he thinks he is, he gonna be here when this going on. Or maybe he not. We about to find out. We all gonna all find out. But let me tell you what David Blough actually believes in, all right? David Blough's offense is not revolutionary, okay? It's intentional. It's intentional. So I was listening to Logan Paulson on John Collins' podcast, and I've been listening to Logan Paulson all week when it came to David Blough. Logan isn't, y'all just need to listen to Logan, bro. Like, if y'all want to know what I know, listen to Logan, bro. He's the smartest dude out there. All right. At David Blough's offensive core, it's a hybrid system, bro. Okay, you're gonna have an air raid spacing and quick decisions with pro-style structure, balance, and under center work. Okay. So think about it like this. You're gonna have Ben Johnson's easy buttons, right? Like how he have in Detroit and in Chicago. Okay. You got Kevin O'Connell's structure, okay, they got in Minnesota with the West Coast sequencing that you get from that traditional Kyle Shanahan type offense, with just enough air raid DNA to keep reads clean. So that the goal is simple, man. It's to make the quarterback right more than wrong on a more consistent basis. This offense is going to emphasize rhythm throws, defined reads, run game credibility, as well as play action. That's going to actually scare defenses, okay? Us having an actual play action game, come on now. And that's not tempo for tempo's sake. You know, we like to run up tempo, and we can still run a little bit of that with that air raid DNA. So you're talking about a truly hybrid type of system where it marries all of the different systems that I just mentioned into one cohesive thing. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he got to do with that, because this is all about efficiency first and being aggressive later, setting it up. That philosophy alone tells us a lot about the roster fit. Okay, if you just run that back down, run game credibility, define reads, and play action. That means I need an offensive lineman that can hold the point of attack, but also can move in space. I need wide receivers that can block or run that RPO situation. Need you to be able to get that wiggle on. Yak. We're gonna get into all of that. This is how the offense differs from Kliff. I had to do a little research. On Kliff's, it wasn't too much, because we didn't see him the last 2 years. We already know Kliff leaned pass first, all right? And I get that. That was cool the first year. The second year wasn't too cool, because we really needed our running game to hold us down, and it did. The passing game, because we were a pass first team, it didn't necessarily come to fruition. David Blough, he leans on foundation first. So that's gonna be the biggest shift. Instead of living in shotgun and spread like we did, and we were hating it. We were like, come on, bro, you too far. The plays is easy to diagnose. You're getting more under center snaps, right? That traditional look. Think about a play action pass. I know y'all know this analogy, bro. Y'all know this example, I should say. When you're doing a play action pass out of a gun or spread, Okay, you're never hiding the football. The ball handling skills that you need, it's not there. And as much as Jayden Daniels play basketball and always dribbling the basketball around, shooting the joint before the games, getting his feel on, you know that man can handle some under the center snaps, doing some bootlegs and waggles, bro. You ain't seen, boy, listen here. I don't think Jayden Daniels ever ran a bootleg, bro. That's something that we gonna get to see. You're gonna see more wide zone and outside zone. Oh, snap, Ja'Cory. We talking about one cut explosives. More duo concepts. So we talking Sam Cosmi and Tyler Biotis double team blocking. Okay, working to the second level together. Not one-on-one isolation blocks. No. We moving as a unit, and we all are familiar with the Shanahan running game. We had them. We were the ones that benefited the most from that. Okay, it was us. So we really are familiar with what the running game would look like. Okay, so more motions and shifts to force the defenses to make mistakes. It was for a while we wasn't seeing none of that. You know, I don't know what happened. Some team meeting happened, and all of a sudden, you know, we started having some more motions and things like that. You know, you got your little. It's cool, but I feel like with Kliff, like, you had to really manufacture the space when it came to that. Like even with their motion and shift, you still had to manufacture space. Okay, but with Blough and this West Coast system, you talking about more of a space that's created by conflict. Okay, think about what I just said. Would you rather manufacture space, or would you rather have space created by conflict? I would want the latter. Okay, linebackers do not like to do this, but linebackers have to step up. Safeties having to hesitate, and then, right, having that play go right behind your head. Come on, dude. And that half second, that's all Jayden Daniels needs, bro. That's where the vision come in. That's where that processing speed come in. So, and we switching right over to the quarterback fit, right? This offense truly, this is built for Jayden. I think I seen somebody actually say, it might have been Street Scores. Rico from Street Scores said it, bro. He hit the nail on the head. AP actually been building this offensive roster for a West Coast Kyle Shanahan type offense. Jayden Daniels, boots, rollouts, multiple launch points, create defined reads at the run fakes. Brother, that's Jayden Daniels. He's the perfect dual threat quarterback. We saw that year one, and we even start our year two still. Throws well on the move, processes very quickly, doesn't need to be a backyard quarterback. He can do that stuff, but he'll need to be. If it's on time and on rhythm, and it's doing, and the offense is doing what the offense needs to do. Again, like I said, when you got one of them ones, he's going to elevate the people around you. But when you got ones around them ones, okay, now we talking about elevating the elevator. All right, we going to different heights. So this is an opportunity here. Like, this is an offense that's going to be asked. This is an offense that's not going to be asking Jayden Daniels to save plays, but it's going to be asking him to just execute that. Right? This play is designed to do this, do that. And that's important. Okay, that's important because he's gonna have obviously the ultimate say on what happens on that play once he says, Y80, set up. Once he get that out, it's on him. Okay? And it's important because what you don't want your quarterbacks to do, and this is why they fail early, you don't want to ask them to do too much early, too soon, and from bad platforms. And we know Jayden Daniels, that's what he works on, is off-platform throws. He works on absorbing what these coaches are trying to give him. I already know that him and David Blough done sat down and then crafted some magic, because this system is built to protect him. Protection comes with the cost, though. And we talking about the running backs, because you know what that means. That means these boys about to get busy. That means these running backs about to get busy, because the run game is highly valued in the David Blough type system, in that Shanahan type system, right? The vision, one cut decisiveness, the pass game utility. That's key, because you got to be a dual threat. You got to be a dual threat quarterback, okay? And you also need to be a dual threat running back. Really, you need to be a triple threat running back, because you need to be the block as well. But you get the idea, okay? Wide zone does not reward dancers. So Ja'Cory, like I said you was really good with that one cut and get it, but sometimes you was doing that pitter pat, okay? But you gotta get that out your system. Hopefully, if we keep Anthony Lynn in the roster, we can continue to get it out your system because as the season progressed and you got your more opportunities later in the season, like that big run you had, that big, I forget who it was against. It was, yeah. That run he had, that joint, yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He ain't pitter-patter that time. Ha-ha, gone. You know what I'm saying? Fofo, out of here, out the door. Fofo, out the door. I like that. Put that on a t-shirt. I'm about to make that. Merch come in when we hit 1K subscribers, y'all. Real quick, CTA for y'all, you know what I'm saying? I need y'all. Hit that subscribe, hit that like, man. Gerard BTV, man. We rocking with y'all. Y'all rocking with us. Y'all got the channel growing like crazy. And we appreciate it, brothers and sisters. Keep it coming, keep it coming. We love y'all as much as you love us, okay? We ain't stopping, so neither should you. So, back to the running backs. A 2-back rotation system is gonna make sense here, okay? You got one back with burst and receiving ability. That could be your Jacory. Jacory is a dual back, though, if you think about it. Jacory also can grind runs out, grind the tough runs out, but that's more of a Chris Rodriguez. So we truly already got the 2 backs. But if you're looking to add a third that's a little bit more seasoned as a receiver because you're worried about ball security and things like that, you can go out in the free agency and get a Trevor Etienne or a Breece Hall. Or you can go in the draft and swing big and get Jeremiah Love. I'm not telling you what to do. But there's options out there. And the fact that he's already been in the building, I'm talking about David Blough, he's already familiar with these players, that Chris Rodriguez and Jacory, so he's familiar with what he has in them. So, because this system is not for a one-dimensional runner. This system is not for backs that's not reliable on third down, okay? You got to be able to pass catch. You got to be able to run block. You got to be, pass block, and you got to be decisive. That's it. You got to be it. Also, my bad. We talking about play action. You got to be able to sell that play action fake too, my boy. Straight up from under center, not that gun spread play action joint. I'm talking about selling that fake. You might get blown up, my boy, but you gotta act like you got that joint. Hit the jump and yeah. All right. So if you're not doing that, y'all, you're gonna struggle to get snaps as a running back in this system. I think Jacory right now is a lead dog. I think his pass protection's gotten better. He can catch out the backfield. He didn't do a lot of that, but I think he got hands. Who doesn't? Some people don't. Some people don't. Whatever. Sell the play action fake. I haven't seen him do that. That's something I'm looking forward to seeing from these running backs. But I'm not opposed to bringing in somebody else to sharpen up the room. That's all I'm saying. Let's move on to wide receivers. Because you need yak monsters. You need yak monsters. You need people. This is going to get a little uncomfortable for y'all. This offense does not prioritize jump ball artists. We don't have many of those. We ain't really never had no jump ball type dudes, no way. Not in the last 5, all right? I'm going to just keep it in the relative sense. Terry is a contested ball catcher. Regardless how you throw it to Terry, he's going to catch that jump. That's a different kind of animal altogether. Freelance route runners, I'm talking about, when you run into a 5-yard and slant in, you need to make sure at 5 yards, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do and doing that slant in, not 4 1/4, 4 1/2, at 5. At that third step, you need to be hitting it, my boy. Or receivers that don't block. I don't think we're gonna have that problem. I think, like I said, I feel like a lot of the players that we've been drafting are built for this. I just mentioned Bill for the running backs. I mentioned Jayden for the quarterback. Now, wide receiver wise, what we want Blough gonna want crossers, quick hitters, yards after catch opportunities. Teams like playing zone. All right, they play man, but they like playing zone too. Listen, quick hitters, crosses, eating everything up, okay? Eating all the middle of the field out. Receivers who are willing to do the dirty work. If you ain't blocking, you ain't getting a rock. That's just it. Outside zone fails if you don't block. Screens gonna fail if you don't block. Play action passes are gonna fail if you don't block. You gotta sell it, my boy. You gotta sell it. That means some receivers may look productive on paper, but it'll be invisible truly in the system. And this is where the roster turnover quietly going to begin, because I'm thinking about yards after the catch wide receivers that we have currently on the roster. Ooh, Jalen Lane sounds like that'd be nice. Catch him off a crosser, being able to just 4-3-1, getting out of the door. You know what I'm saying? Luke McCaffrey, I can see that. You know, I can see him catching some quick hitters and getting up the field. Terry, of course. So you got 3 right there. Now 2 are unproven, and you got Terry. So that means we need to add more to the cupboard, right? We need to add more to the cupboard. And if I'm missing anybody, let me know, because I don't think I'm missing anybody. Tight ends. This is the interesting spot right here, because truly, this system gonna run through tight ends, brother. You see with Sean McVay. Sean McVay used 3 tight ends, bro. They all be getting catches. Kyle Shanahan used 2 tight ends and a fullback. They be getting busy. Kevin McConnell, tight ends. Ben Johnson, tight ends. I'm just saying. Tight ends are going to matter so much. 12 personnel is not a wrinkle. It's going to be the base that we're in. You're going to want tight ends who can block wide zone, who can sell that play action, as well as threaten the seam. Finally, we're going to have we looking at tight ends that can threaten the seam. Is that Ben Sinnott? I don't know. We ain't never seen Ben Sinnott in that kind of situation. He just might be a blocker. Okay? So we're not looking for specialists. Okay, all you can do is block, or all you can do is catch. You got to do both. So that might be Ben Sinnott. That might be Ben Sinnott. We don't know. I'm thinking we gonna pick somebody up in free agency or the draft, because roster turnover, are you being phased out? Because when I read this, that you want to be able to block the wide zone, you want to be able to sell play action, you want to threaten the seam. Bro, that sounds like Ben Sinnott to me. Like the best case scenario. Like, he is a complete player. We just ain't seen no part that we are more familiar with from a tight end that we want to see, which is the receiving aspect. We've seen the blocking. But this offense is going to cause for tight ends to be able to block and receive if you want to be the starting tight end. You need to be able to do both. So truly, like a Kyle Pitts might not work in this kind of offense. You might be looking at more of a Isaiah Likely, you know, more physical guy. You know, if you're talking about high end, top end, if you're talking about free agency, if you're talking about draft, shoot, you might be looking at the Oregon dude. He look like he jacked. I don't know if he can block, but he's strong, you know. Something to think about. Something to think about. Because if you can't block and receive, you just situational. John Bates been trying to show y'all he can do both. Just saying, like. So David Blough's ascension to offensive coordinator has real roster consequences, like real roster implications that we are going to talk about all offseason, dog. Like, let's talk about the offensive line, because it's about athletes on the offensive line again, okay? I'm just saying. Not maulers, okay? So I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at you, Chris Paul. You're not an athlete. You're a mauler, okay? That means the draft pick from 2024 that people was like, he's a guard. Brandon Coleman, yes, dog. You're about to be like the most athletic guard. Sam Cosmi's athletic. He was a tackle. He's athletic, okay? Biadasz is athletic. So we kind of got the line straight. We got 2 tackles that's athletic. It's not about size, it's about cohesion. They're going to be moving. You already know how it look on the zone run, bro. It's like a train. Detailed technique and trust, man. I'm right here, brother. I'm right here. I got you. They be like elbow to hip. Listen, got to move as one. Got to move as one. The elephants got to move, baby. Okay? And so I really feel like with the offensive line, I think we straight. Chris Paul is a restricted free agent or a free agent? I don't care. I'm gonna be honest. I think based off that information that I got, you know, from the offensive line perspective, them being more athletic, I think, you know, from a depth perspective, I wouldn't even bring Chris Paul back. I'll get somebody else. But that's just me. If he's truly running that Kyle Shanahan thing. Now, I ain't never seen Chris Paul get out on the edge and like, be, pulling and all that. I seen Brandon Coleman do that. But hey, I might be wrong. I mean, I don't watch the offensive line play every time, every snap. So shit, let me know in the comment section. Should we go ahead and bring back Chris Paul too? I mean, that's good depth, right? I'm not mad at it. But the unit still got to move as one, regardless of who's there. Who's ever a guard, got to move as one with the rest of the pack. Can't be one lineman don't move the right way and the right speed at the right tempo with everybody else. Play dead, bro. So you gotta ingrain that. That was one thing I used to love about watching the Shanahan's offense back in the day. Like when we had Alfred Morris, bro, that joint used to just move. He was just gone. Loved it. So this section right here is about who this offense quietly puts on notice. Think about it. It's the uncomfortable truth. Every scheme change exposes redundant skill sets, limited versatility, and players who only can work in one system or another, but maybe not this system. They're not bad players. They're just not the right puzzle piece for this particular system. That's why this offseason is not just about free agency. It's not just about the draft. It's about the fit. And the fit is going to decide who stays and who goes. So all of that cap cuts, all of that roster purging. This is why this offseason matters so much. You got a coach and you got an offensive coordinator that's never called plays before. You got to give him the tools, man. The money's there. The quarterback already there. You got the offensive line straight. You need to get the skilled players around the quarterback on the offensive side of the ball to be there. That's where we're missing. We're missing maybe 2 wide receivers that's yak monsters, a tight end that can block and receive, and another running back. I keep saying it, bro. It's 4 players, bro. And they all impact players. 4 impact offense players. You need a tight end, a running back, and 2 wide receivers. If you disagree, let me know in the comment section. Let me know. Because the hard part is choosing the right pieces. We got videos coming about that as well. So hit that subscribe button, man, because it's just getting started, man. We got a long off season ahead, man. And let me know how y'all loving that new stadium, bro. Look at this joint here, dog. These renderings got me hyped, dog. They doing us right, man. They doing us right. That joint look like it's from Italy or something like that, Spain or whatever, wherever they was at. That little stadium, that joint was fire. This joint looked like something from over there. So, one time for the one time. Appreciate y'all rocking with your boy Gerard B on this one. Just wanted to give y'all my thoughts on the whole David Blough situation and, who really fits his offense and who doesn't. Let me know in the comment section if you agree or disagree. Looking forward to hearing from you. Get at me.